Please welcome Stephen Kernahan and Harry McKay.
Oh, here they are, two
Jimmy.
superstars.
Yes.
How many was it
In
between
fact,
us, Bill? How many was it between us, goals?
Well, 441. What did you kick, Sticks?
Oh, I can't remember.
700
no,
would have been
look up at that.
700.
How
800.
many, how many points?
Oh, fair few.
Yeah.
Yes.
How'd you talk, Harry? How many you kicked?
What, points?
Yeah.
Nah, plenty.
Well, I can't believe, Fat, because I was out Saturday night, so I didn't see the game.
No.
But I was looking at the scores, and I thought they're
Home.
gone. And then suddenly they came rattling home.
Yeah.
Someone told me there was a shot after the siren,
Yes.
and the bloke missed the lot.
He did.
The lot. And I thought, well, that's only been done once before. The great Chip Kernahan
Tim,
just had to register a score for the Blues to win.
Tim, don't bring that up.
Wait, is that right? Have I heard of that?
Oh,
Should I know this?
And
I'm
out
glad
in
you're
the
too
full.
young to know. I think Malcolm Blight did it too,
He did.
boys, so we're an esteemed company.
What about,
Yes,
I was in Broken Hill, right? I'm talking to someone in Melbourne.
Yep.
They're 30 seconds behind. I said, I bet you he kicks it out in the full. They go, no, he kicks it. I think I won 50 or 70 bucks. Because I took their money.
It's illegal, Fat.
No, it's not.
You already
It's
know
not
the
my
result.
fault they're a bit behind. Hey, great to have you here, especially you, Stickster.
I'll
Hey,
see you,
What
boys.
about H?
no, we see H all the time on his bloody. Yeah, sorry,
back
H.
hander, isn't
Who's
it?
going to
That's
win
all
a
right.
Coleman, nearly? 1864. She's an old, proud club, isn't it?
It was a long time ago, wasn't it? We
Were
had
you training? No.
I was nearly there in 1864. We had the 150th, obviously 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think I was president in those days. We had a huge year, and they've got the Heritage Rounds this week. 160. It's a long time, isn't it? So, what do we want? That averages out 16 flags, 160 years. So
Very
one every
proud
10,
club.
I suppose. So we
Yeah.
need Harry. We need about due, aren't we?
Which is about
Yeah,
right.
we're pretty close. Yeah.
What are we doing different with the jumper? What can you do with the Carlton jumper that'll be different this round?
Yeah, well, this week we're playing Hawthorn at the G Bill, so we've got the Heritage jumper. They've got a blue collar on it.
A blue collar.
Yeah, well, it's not white, it's blue.
Right. Yeah, what else, Harry?
Just thought I'd make that clear for you, Bill. Just to help. They've got some of the old sponsors. I think they've got the old VFL sponsor, the logo as well, so not the AFL one, which looks pretty good. We've got it out the back, so we'll bring it in later, Bill.
good.
But it does look pretty good, and I know all the boys are pretty keen to wear it. So
Not the M&M's jumper, Sticks?
No, I think it might have the Abco sign of the old days.
The good old days.
You used to have the woolen job when Stick was
Yeah.
playing.
how'd
They
you-
weren't wool, they were cotton, weren't they?
Well, whatever they were, but they were heavy on a
here
pissing
we
rain at Waverley.
Yeah,
Well, they
there.
got pretty hot. They got pretty. What is it? Hyundai's on there. There we go.
I know, yeah.
Here it is, Jim.
That was
Right?
the '95
That's
premiership
the
sponsor. Hyundai,
Carlton
still are.
Football, CFC,
Yes.
on the front. So that hasn't changed a lot.
Right.
It's blue,
As I
and
said,
it's got a blue collar.
Would that fit you, Bill? Or
No, that might just fit,
might
Bill,
just
I'm
actually.
going to put it on.
Well, Fat, we just had your bloody stupid club's retro jumper, and
Yeah.
it's exactly the same.
No.
Had a collar, and that was it.
Ours is a bit different. Don't worry.
How different. Look at the guts on him. Look at the H. Look at the fat guts on him.
he has got a shirt off. It's true.
it's tight.
Oh, Billy, it's
It's tight.
It's only just fit him.
Perhaps
Oh,
you get a
triple
photo of that.
XL.
Oh, that's I tell you what, Sticks, wouldn't you love to have me alongside of you?
We did. Well, we would have been. It was great playing against you, Billy. We wish you had. We seriously we wish you had you.
Oh, the good old times there. Now, what happened? What's going on there at Carlton, please, Harry? We need to know. Actually, what's happened with the whole bloody competition, to be honest? But
Pretty even, isn't it?
it is.
It's a fair year. Yeah, I can't remember a year ever being this tight
No.
with 3 rounds left. Yeah, obviously on the weekend wasn't great. As you said, Mitch had a shot after the siren, and yeah, it was close to getting that comeback win. But I think we've been playing some pretty good footy. It's just, as we said, very even. Yeah, still 3 games to go, so plenty of footy left. But yeah, we feel if we can play our best footy, we can beat anyone. So yeah, we'll give ourselves a chance and see what happens. But it's been a really unique year.
You can't
30
pick it.
points down.
Yeah.
So you came rattling home.
Yeah.
What did you change up at that point? Just decide to take the game on?
Oh, a little bit. I think whenever you're a few goals down in the last quarter, there's a little bit more freedom with how you move the ball
Yep.
and a little bit more courage to go at it. But yeah, over the whole season, we've had pretty good belief that no matter how far down we are, we're always a chance. And Bossy touched on it post game, but our ability to always be brave and hang in there until the last minute. I think pretty much all our losses this year, bar maybe the Sydney one in Sydney, have been within a kick, and we've taken it right to the line. So although obviously you'd want to win, some of those moments of taking it to the last minute holds in pretty good stead. So disappointing last couple of weeks, but still plenty of footy, Jim. So you never know what can happen.
No, bloody oath. And you'll be playing in the finals, so won't you? Had a magnificent final series last year, so it's not like the boys don't know what they're doing in
Just
September.
hanging in there.
Not quite there yet, Bill.
No, I wouldn't have put it down in the book. Gone with you, Stixie.
No, well, big one this
Let's
week,
have a
the
look.
Hawks.
We've got Hawthorn, hard, MCG, West Coast over there,
You're winning that.
and then St Kilda here.
Winning that.
It's just a strange. Have you ever seen a season like this, Dix, where
I haven't,
honestly anyone can win it?
Well, Sydney, the hottest favourites I've seen for years,
Yeah.
6 weeks ago, and I couldn't believe it the other night of the footy. I was in the MCC committee room, tally-ho there.
What were you doing in there?
Oh, just a couple
Got
of boys
lost.
in there, got lost. And, there's 74-0, I think it was, the Swans versus Port versus Swans. It was unbelievable. And we had enough problems where we were. Harry, but, they had a few more, but that shows you how tight it is. And, we got Hawthorn this week, and you'd have to say, they just got beat on the siren on the weekend, and the Bulldogs and Hawthorn are probably the best performed sides with
And
Brisbane.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're probably the top 3 sides, Jobo.
What about the momentum in the modern game, Big Chip? Because, once it starts, we saw your brother's team yesterday, gone. 25 points down, gone. And then suddenly they just caught fire, Essendon, and rattled 5 on in a row. It was just extraordinary. And the team on the other side of that, which was Freo and Collingwood, obviously, when in your game, there's not much you can do to stop it.
The ebb and the flow today, JB, I can't believe it. You see more games than I do every weekend. But, when you're up 5 goals 20, 30 years ago, I reckon you always won.
Yeah, you did.
But how much different is it today? When it changes, you just people with 5 and 6 goals on in a heartbeat. So we saw what Harry saw against Port the week before. Carlton and Port were 6 goals up early in the third quarter and didn't kick another one and got beat on the way home. And we got 5 goals down. We rattle home in 20 minutes and nearly get it done. So I don't know what that is.
Is it the 6-6-6, do you think? Is that, the resetting of the ground every time? Is that why 5 and 6 goal, swings happen?
I definitely think back in the day you could protect the lead better because you could just drop a couple behind the ball and really shut the game down early. But I think in today's game, it is easy to score, especially from a centre bounce. So if you get a bit of a roll on, you can get the ball inside before they have the opportunity to drop numbers back. But I think momentum is just it's the biggest thing in today's game, and when you've got it, it's hard to get back. And when the other team's got it, you really have to fight hard to kind of fight for that back as well. So I think any team, doesn't matter where you're on the ladder, if you've got momentum, then they're pretty hard to beat. So
Didn't see the game with any votes for Cripper.
Yeah.
Because we're on Brownlow watch.
He got probably 3 or 2.
I reckon he was pretty instrumental in getting us back in the game in the
Wasn't
last
he?
quarter.
That last
He nearly
quarter
carried
was
us over the
huge,
line. He
mate.
was just barging and crashing through.
He's having an awesome year.
He's
He
a
is,
star player, the
absolutely.
beast, isn't he? And just needs a little bit more support at times, doesn't he, H? But look, our guys still in Hawthorn this week. That's a huge game. We don't have to worry about the next 2 after that. Just beat Hawthorn.
1 week at a time.
They won't be easy. They won't be easy, H, will they?
1 week at a time, Stephen.
But Cripps can win it. He's a star, isn't he?
He can.
He's
Actually,
fantastic.
Scott Pendlebury was great in his 400th game also. Do you look at the Coleman medal? Now, be honest here, Big H, because you're sitting 4th. Just have a look and say, oh, yeah, Waterman's just 3 ahead of me, and then there's Benny King, and Charlie's there, and Jesse Hogan's leading. Do you do all that and think,
not really. I reckon when you're a little bit younger, you might, but there's so many different scenarios that can happen and play out, and there's you could probably get a bit head stuck if you look into the stats too much. But in all honesty, you don't look at it too much.
Sticks,
you
He
never
could
had
Charlie's
kick
still-
6
Charlie's still
6
ahead.
the last 3, H. 6 6 6.
Yeah, you win it.
Yeah.
I think Charlie's got it, hasn't he? What's he?
well, easy.
I think Jesse
Charlie
Hogan
back
just
to
went
back.
to the
Hogan's
front, didn't he?
He did.
Caught
Hogan's
fire.
in front.
He's on fire.
Did you ever
Hogan.
win a Coleman? You kicked about 81 year, 83 if my memory serves me right.
Nice work, Bill. Yeah, no, I didn't win the Coleman. 80 odd wasn't many. We had Dunstan and Lockett kicking 130 and 140.
But Chip, you were a centre half forward too.
That's
you
true.
and Duck were up the ground. You,
JB,
you
thank
never,
you for that.
you're never a full forward.
Look at this, Jim. 1992 Coleman. Dunstall, 145.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
So 4 games ago, Jesse Hogan on 59. So Dunstall 145,
Yes.
Lockett 132,
Yes.
and Sticks on 83. He's 3rd. It's
Terrible.
unbelievable, wasn't it?
Terrible. Those were the days.
Yeah,
Those were the days.
We should bring that back, I reckon. Just,
Yeah.
Goals, yeah. You get too unselfish.
I think.
Oh, I know it's part of the game. You've got to do it.
But in today's game, there's so much, especially as a forward, getting up the ground, like being able to defend, and Yeah.
Sticks. What was that?
Well, I think H.
What's
H's been
defence?
getting up the ground all year and taking a lot of good grabs up. Now, getting up on the wing and doing the old hard work the centre forwards used to do in the old days, mate. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Do you run around, Sticks? Ever think about on the angle and running around and snapping it?
Yeah, well, that stand rule, just get around. I'm always quick. I mean, Nick Dacos, he gets 15 or 20 metres every time, doesn't he? That's how good that rule is for the smart, quick blokes who get away. It's sort of, Bill, you and I would have, loved that sort of thing, wouldn't we?
Not around the corner, but I can't.
Did you ever snap him, Bill?
Never.
Not
Straight
once.
back and kick them
Even
straight.
if you were right in the pocket?
Well, I'd run out a bit, Right.
Right.
Yeah, but it works for you, doesn't it? That's what you practice.
Well, in today's game, it's quite common, especially closer to the boundary on the 45. It's very, I won't go into too much science, but I reckon from that spot, it's more predictable because the ball can come back and you know what it's doing.
Yeah. So speaking of practice, back in our day, we used to actually have goal kicking practice, didn't we?
We did. Before training, after training, everything.
exactly.
You're not allowed to do it now.
No, and you're not. Well, how much do you do, Harry?
Yeah, you do a fair bit still. I reckon that's a little bit of a myth that you're not allowed to do it. It's probably more around if you were kicking every single day 100 balls in season, like you're going to probably do a quad. So there's an element of that. But I say it's a bit of a myth because our sports science team and coaches are great in terms of if you said goal kicking is something I really want to go after. Yeah. Let's do a plan on how much I'm going to kick, especially probably in the off season and pre-season when you haven't got games, you're not banged up as much. Yeah. But if you look at Charlie and some of us key forwards, like we're doing, you're kicking most days and pre-training, after training, during training, after every drill. So you're still getting quite a lot in. So it's really important. As you guys would know, reps are huge.
How much of the great Stephen Kernahan vision have you seen, Big H?
A little bit. Yeah,
because he could. How many seasons for the Blues? 12, 13?
12, I think.
12 seasons. 9 or 10 of them, the Sharon got kicked beautifully.
Yeah.
But there were a couple when he started kicking these sidewinders, these helicopters.
Well, I haven't seen too many of the helicopters, to be honest.
No,
They still went through, but how did you get them spinning like that, Stick?
I don't know. I wasn't trying to do it, Joe. Just, I blame it on bad groins as you get older. A bit stiff and sore and just couldn't get it through. I've come with all sorts of bloody issues.
So we all had them.
We have,
mate, muddy grounds and windy
days. As you get
days.
older, nothing quite gets better as you get older, does it?
Oh, no, I seem to get better. But did you knock back an offer from the Adelaide Crows? Because they would have loved to have you back there. Graham Corns knocked on your door, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Chris McDermott, Tony McGuinness, drove me mad all year. And would have gone for double what I was on. But
why'd you stay?
I had one club and I'm still there.
Double the pay and going to the Crows their first season.
The pays were a little bit lower in those days, Coach. Not quite where you blokes are at the moment. How good would it be, Joe? Billy,
mate, you don't
Glenelg. God, how would that be? But,
I know that happened because I was working with Bone, Chris McDermott, and Tony McGuinness, and they all went over to Victoria, and they came back and they walked in, and I said to them, "How'd you go?" And Bone, who's all great mates, Chris McDermott said, "Nah." He said, his exact words were, "He's too loyal, the big we can't get him."
I think he knew.
I think he
That's a good effort. Now, a couple of questions here, boys. How many free kicks do you reckon you get nowadays as a forward?
Well, the chopping of the arms is huge, isn't it? I hate
That's
to
all
think
the
how many
backmen
goals
did.
Bill would have kicked.
No,
Gary Ablett and imagine Plugger and Dunstall without chopping the arms in the old days. Because I think Sauce and Dooney,
That's all they did.
Michael Sexton, they were geniuses at it. It was a deft little touch on the arm, and now everyone's awake and you can't do it. So that's a good thing, but it's saved a lot of goals, I reckon, for a few.
That's spot on. Now, you're the captain of Carlton's team of the century, Stick, so you're a superstar. Who is officially the greatest blue bagger ever?
Well, Big Nick's number one.
Is he?
Yeah. I mean,
is that official list or is that you?
That's official, I think. Yeah,
Big Nick.
Big Nick, and I mean,
who's not that
Dawley
big?
wouldn't be far behind, and
Bruce Dawley.
Braddles and Sauce and.
Where's Kernahan?
I don't know. You have to look it up.
If he goes dual Brownlow medalist, he's
and the
starting
great
to
man
get up
Juddy.
there.
Well, I don't know if he was there long enough, Juddy, but he was all right too.
Juddy was all right, actually, wasn't he? Not a bad
Well, I'll tell you what I like about this interview is the boys are superstars, so it's great to see them here, but also the respect.
Yes.
Because I said, Chip, before you came in, to these two, no playing, no.
No.
So we're not doing
No.
no, fat.
Mr. Kernahan
Out of
doesn't want it played,
respect
Bill.
to the great man, we're
I've
not
got
playing
no problem with it being played. It's
Harry.
been played for 30 odd years, so it doesn't matter now.
Harry hasn't heard it.
it. Oh,
Harry
Yeah,
has
I'm a
it.
bit young. I haven't heard it before. So
What beer are you drinking nowadays? Have you gone to the Great Northern because we're getting a bit older and we've got to get on the Great Northerns, or are you still the pride of the fleet?
In the committee room, there was Carlton Draft on tap there, which is beautiful. When you go outside, you've got to take the cans of Great Northern, so it's 2 or 3 a quarter in there, isn't it? Just to get us through. I mean, it's a tough watch, H. What is it?
yeah, I was playing, but yeah, it was,
But any CB product will do, Bill.
Yeah, that's right.
but
Melbourne
you're a
bitters,
crown
your
lager
VBs.
man if you're
you
making
were.
that choice.
I have been all my life, really. The pride of the fleet, as Jimmy Buckley used to call it.
I still remember when you walked in and I said, "You only got a dozen," because he was carrying them, the little cases they've got, only a dozen sticks. He goes, no, the missus, I look around, she's carrying 12. Here we go. John Nichols voted the greatest Carlton footballer of all time. Sticks second. Oh, geez, you're modest. You knew that too, didn't you? Look at him. Bruce Dool, Jezza.
A great man. Jezza. How did we forget Jezza?
Sauce.
Shit.
You getting a few old boys back this weekend?
Yeah, there is. I mean, Parker and I are doing something, a riveting expose of bullshit at the President's dinner, I think.
Yes.
We're talking about the heritage in the old days. Parker will do most of the talking too, which I love that because I just go up and say a couple of things, I'm done. Parker usually gets us through, but it was a great crew at the footy last week. We saw a heap of guys, Glazer and Paul Meldrum and Parker and Justin Madden, Diesel and I in that room. And, we got a really great, our past players are sensational down at the club. We've got our World Cup of Golf every year. You saw us, JB.
Yes, I did.
Adelaide, we had 8 of us over there for the Port game. The boys got the job done, and
Yes.
3 days of golf. How good. It's the best way to keep friendships from the old days alive. It's a great thing, golf.
What about when Sticks and I were both doing
Sorry,
the president
Harry,
thing?
we're
I
just,
was
no, it's good.
I was sitting at the table with Bruce Dool, who I'd never met before, H. So I walked in. I'd been doing on air, so I was late to the function. I walked in. I said, "G'day, Bruce. Nice to meet you. My name's James."
What did he say?
Nothing. He just shook my hand, said nothing.
Yeah.
Sat there for 25 minutes until the big chip had finished speaking and everything was done, and we were all heading out to the seats. And Bruce looked at me and he said, "You stole Jared Waite, didn't you?" I'm not very happy with that. And just turned around and walked off, and that's the only words he said.
He's a
Fair
man,
enough, yeah.
one of the few men of few words.
Still
I've
is.
met. Greg Williams used to not say a word. Now I can't shut him up.
Diesel
As
never used to
Harry
speak.
knows, he
Is that
never
right?
used to speak. The quietest bloke I'd seen since Bruce Dool, Greg Williams.
Really?
In
And
the
now-
last 20 years, he's totally lost
When
the
he's
plot.
on, you can't shut him up, and he thinks he's funny.
I think he thinks he's funny, and I think he likes telling people they used to be pretty good. I think.
Oh, here we go. 6 to 10 now. Craig Bradley. Braddle's a good player.
superstar.
Robbie Walls. Wayne Johnson, the Dominator.
Yeah.
Just not on the field. Jeff Southby and Greg Williams. Oh, Diesel wouldn't be happy with 10.
I think Cooter's a bit flat. He wasn't in there.
And also Rabsy.
Yeah, 50 past players will do a guard of honour for Harry and the boys this Sunday as they celebrate
fantastic. There you go.
160 years of the Carlton Footy Club. Grab your tickets at Ticket Tech, and you can. The boys will be wearing that brand new retro jersey
Hopefully
that
we
Bill
look a little bit better than
is
Bill.
modelling.
Bill's
which
got it, not he?
means they're very durable, JB.
I don't know if I can get it off.
How shit does he look?
Hey, you look all right, Bill.
Yeah, thank you, Harry.
Looks bloody
How's the
terrible.
podcast? All good?
Ben and Harry
podcast is good.
podcast?
Yeah, Ben and Harry podcast.
What,
We
yeah.
record after this. So
It's a good name, isn't it? Like they've gone
yeah, if you
thought
want
about it a lot.
write that down, Bill. If you
What's it called again?
Ben and Harry podcast
On the list they're at.
on the Listener app or wherever you get your podcasts. It's been good fun. So
good
yeah,
work.
give it a listen.
All right. Get your limited tickets remaining, by the way, for the Blues and the Hawks on Sunday. 160 years of this magnificent football club. Ticket Tech to get your tickets today. Chip, great seeing you.
Good on you, boys.
Bloody
Yeah, Harry, have a listen, Harry.
Just the short version. Bradley.
Very good.
I'm disgusted at you, Ray.
That's what happens after 3 days
Sorry,
after
Mr.
grand final.
Kernahan, I didn't mean it.
And then you scaled the pot and threw it.
I poured it on my head, which I've never done that in my life. It's a disgrace, the whole thing.
We love it, to
We
be fair.
love it.
Absolutely love it. Harry McKay, Stephen
done.
Kernahan on the Rush Hour. Make sure you get your tickets to see Carlton versus Hawthorn celebrating 160 years this weekend.